So I'm gonna go through a frame a little bit today, like a ground mount frame. So why would you want like this? The obvious reason is easy maintenance, easy cleaning, easy checking of everything. Also, you can get the slope exactly the way that you want. So this is maybe 8 or 10 degrees, something like that. That's pretty much perfect. That's pretty much where you want to be. Now, if you look on the theoretical best, they say that, 15, stuff like that. Why do I prefer a little bit less? The reason is because when you use the most electricity, around the hottest time in Thailand, then the sun is at the very top. So by having a little bit less slope than what is normally considered the best, then you get more production when it's the most hot and you use the most air conditioning. Because you have to remember that the industrial standards, they are made after solar farms. So they are not taking into account residential use patterns. I've talked about that in other videos, but I thought that's worth repeating. So actually, this is pretty much perfect slope, what you want. Just take this frame as an example. So here we have UPVC piping. This is protecting against sunlight, so it will not deteriorate over time, while other piping will. One very important thing when you make pipe for solar, that you use this kind of pipe. So what is this? So what's going on here? So basically what we always do, we make the connection to the underground protection pipe like this. Because if you make it lower, or this cannot be used underground. So we have a junction box, and the junction box has to be above the ground. Because obviously if water comes in here, it's gonna go into... So if the connector was lower, it would be more susceptible to flooding, everything like that. So that's like standard for us to do the junction boxes like this. The black pipe is for underground use. It protects underground very, very good. And it goes up there, and you see it's connected exactly the same way. So it's exactly the same thinking. What else? I mean, it's a very, very solid frame. You can see here, this is galvanized steel. It will last a very, very long time. Here you see the L-feet, how they are connected there to the rails, and these are bifacial panels. On a frame like that, it will add maybe 15% to the production if you have a bifacial panel. On roofs, it will add not much, maybe 5 to 10%, maybe. Depends on the color of the roof and things like that. But bifacial is little bit like a marketing ploy, but yes, it does have some effect, especially if you prepare everything after that. Like, if let's say this frame was not here and you only had this and you made this white, then you could actually reach up to 20% extra. But the question is it really worth it to make all that preparation? Could be in some instances. It's just every situation is different. And that's why it's what I always say about solar. Solar is a tailor-made product. It's not a standardized product. Every situation is different. Some customers have space, like this customer, so you can do ground panels, ground mount. Other customers don't have the space. Other customers have a very steep roof that they like the design of. They don't want to change. We can work with that, no problem at all. We just, make a configuration after that. So that's why solar is a tailor-made product. If you think you're gonna get the best result by a standardized solution, that's not really the case. So you can see under all the panels there, great work. I'm very happy with this. Obviously this is also to protect against water. You make this kind of concrete protection, so when there's rain it doesn't hit. Because let's say you didn't have that and you only had at the bottom where the steel goes in, then you would have water going in here, and that would create rust and problems of weakness over time. But this extra concrete protects against that. So every part has its role to play. What else is there to say about ground mount? I mean, I think it's a solution that is really, really good. And more people go with that. But it's not waterproof. You have to see here. You have space. So if you want to waterproof, we can also do that. Then we put metal sheet. We have done that many times. You put metal sheet under. It doesn't add much to the cost, but it does add some. And then you have a waterproof storage area here, you know, so you have that possibility too. But you can't really just do it like that and make it waterproof unless you try some new innovative method, like you could put rubber in there, something like that, or make some kind of funny new. At least the point I'm making is that there is no solution right now that's proven to make this kind of installation waterproof. So if you want to try, you can try, and it might work, it might not work, you know, this kind of thing. Rubber material could probably work, but then, you know, it is what it is. If you try something new, you might be lucky, you might be not. It's like that. But at least the foolproof is to put metal sheet, and then you have 100% waterproof under, just like a shed, basically. So that's it about ground-mounted panels.